Last time in Fred-Bricks-burg, we built this small hat store, and today we're going to build the bank next door. The actual Bank of Fredericksburg was designed by Alfred Giles in 1897. It sports some Romanesque styling, and it even has its own watchtower. It's one of my favorite buildings in town, and I can't wait to build it in Lego. The base plate gets a standard sidewalk, and the interior gets some wood flooring with these long tiles in reddish brown. The side walls are similar to the hat store, which are comprised of masonry bricks along with some plain bricks in the center to give it some texture. The back wall is pretty simple and has a sturdy steel door. I'm going to tuck the vault in the back corner and have the teller counters along the side wall. I couldn't find a historic photo of this specific bank, however I did use some of these as reference. A lot of these old banks seem to have a barred off teller area that angles over to an open teller. Starting with the vault, we can add what every bank needs, a pallet of gold bars. Obviously the bank also needs a lot of cash on hand, so let's build up a pallet of cash and place that next to the gold. Lastly, I want to include a couple of safe deposit boxes, which I made with some car doors. Let's put some diamonds in one, and a couple of other gems in the other. I'll place that down, along with the corner wall, and of course we're going to need a heavy-duty vault door. I got this one from set 60137, Tow Truck Trouble, and it has a nice sticker on it that says Safe Inc. I'll just add a big handle, and we have a vault. Next, I need to build that angled wall for the two teller counters. I used some hinges here and even added a couple of gold footrests for the customer standing at the counter. And we obviously need a secure door to keep people out. I thought sand green would be a good color for the countertops. Perhaps it's a fancy green marble. And this clip will hold the rest of the security bars. I don't know why these bars didn't go all the way up in these old banks. It seems like crooks could just climb over the top of them, but then again, I guess modern banks just have a counter, so. I used another jail door horizontally for the secure teller divider, and then I extended that to the side with some bars and black skeleton arms. This will help keep the walkway behind the counter secure as well. Lastly, we definitely need a set of longhorns mounted up top, just like in that reference photo. Oh, and let's not forget the tobacco spit bucket on the floor. I thought Mr. Clark from the Newberry Haunted High School set looked like a perfect bank teller, so I'll place him right behind the bars. In the other corner we can add a desk for customers to fill out deposit slips. And I'll add this guy with some cash and a pen in hand. Although he looks kinda frozen. I wonder what has him on edge. Next I'll fasten the stairs. They'll go up and over the deposit desk and turn upwards to the second floor. And I'll add this totally not conspicuous customer approaching the teller to make a withdrawal. Now we can add another sidewall just like the first one. The front wall is painted white and full of windows. I placed the door on the left and laid a large window horizontally with a couple of smaller ones above it just to keep things interesting. Now we'll need 3 slender posts out front to support the overhang. The bank features dark red accents which look great for the awning here. Eventually I might make some custom stickers and write Bank of Fredericksburg on the front overhang. Let's add the rest to the front wall and the tiling. We have our first floor. Whoops, let's not forget a roof for the vault. That would definitely be a security breach. On the second floor, we'll utilize some more masonry walls with lots of white trimmed windows. For the interior, let's first add a railing next to the staircase opening. Then at the top, we can set up a receptionist area. There's a chair, pretty fancy desk, and a lamp. I think the bank manager could use an interior wall for some privacy, but we'll add a window so he can still signal to his secretary outside. In the office, there's a couple of chairs and another fancy desk in between them. Let's add a lamp and a telephone in here. I haven't set a hard time frame for this historic Fred-Bricks-burg, but I'd say it's somewhere in the early 1900s. We have phones, some electricity, and a few early cars, but no computers, TVs, or anything like that. Finally, let's add another desk on the left side to take up some room. Not a bad office. Now I really wanted to make sure and capture the front of the actual bank building, so I set the middle windows back one stud from the side ones, which allowed me to add an arch in front of them. I think this does a pretty great job at recreating those curved windows on the second floor. Above that, the top has a strip of textured stone that I use some rounded plates for, and an Alamo motif. I'll end up improving this top facade a little later. The second floor balcony has a really thin iron railing, so instead of using the standard fence pieces, I put down some 1x1 clips and bought a bag of Harry Potter wands. I'll cap this with some tiles, and I think we got a great looking balcony. Lastly, I'll add these little brackets with slopes for the details underneath. And there's the second floor. The roof is pretty simple, although I did use more of the 1x2 rounded plates around the edge for some added texture. Finally, we need that watchtower. I used some rounded plates again for the textured base, and topped it with a couple of arches and dark red slopes for the roof. I actually wanted to use this taller slope, but neither Lego nor Go Bricks makes it in dark red. So if that piece ever gets made, I'll definitely be switching it out, because I think it'll look a lot better. I'll probably put a sand green finial on top too. And then here's how I reworked the top facade. I think it looks a lot better this way. And once again, I'd rather use this piece on the corners, but alas, it's not available in tan. Regardless, we have ourselves a pretty good looking bank. I'm thrilled with how it turned out, and I think it's a fairly faithful representation of the actual building. The interior has a stocked vault and a detailed teller area, along with the receptionist and manager's office upstairs. It'd be great to hear what y'all think about it if you want to leave a comment, and definitely stay tuned for the next building in historic Fred-Bricks-burg. See you next time.